Welcome to part two. Yes, so this is part two. Listen up, because the best is yet to come. Jamaican Queen Bee, subscribe today. Vibing with Queen Bee, subscribe today. All right, let's get back into part two. So, as we are continuing with Tina and Donna saga, and as I explained in my first video, the saga is because I know someone is going to come back with some kind of throw words, dash word, what sure shit, whatever it is, right? So yeah, it's going to probably continue, right? So anyway, back to part two. So Tina, being who she is, and Donna, being who she is, said what they had to say. And then Donna took the whole comment about your host looked like a school bus, and she turned it around and she made it into something, let's say, quote unquote, good. And the reason why I say quote unquote, because some people is going to look at it in social media as good, and some people in social media is going to look at it as something bad and negative. We already know that's going to happen. Let's not fool ourselves. So we have to use the word quote unquote, and that meaning to say it leaves it open for either side to prove their point. All right. She turned it into something quote unquote good. And she decided that she's going to run a marathon, because that's what it was. It was a marathon. Run a marathon to get some money in so she can use it to bless something or someone. I don't remember how it went with that part. And she came on and she decided she's going to use the money for the Bellevue Hospital, or whatever they call it in Jamaica, for the mentally challenged people. Now, honey, and I'm calling you all guys honey, because you know I am Jamaican Queen Bee, and Queen Bee, we make honey, I think. Anyways. So she turned it around into a marathon. She's going to collect $1,000, which she probably kind of already knew it was going to pass $1,000, because a lot of people right now, they extremely love her. And when you love someone, and that is how you can also determine, even in your relationship, when someone really and truly loves you. But I'm going to save that part for vibing with Jamaican Queen Bee in another relationship video. But anyway, when a person loves you, they love what they see, they love what they get off you, they love their interpretation of you. When someone loves you, they cannot see anything else, okay? Everything else is blocked off and it's dark around them, and they're totally focused on the person that they love. So because she has so many people, thousands, that actually loves her and see what she's doing, she already knew when she said $1,000, it could easily pass 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It could have kept on. Trust me, if she wanted to keep it going even until today, it would have kept on going. Now, is there a lot of people yet out there that don't probably like her and probably wouldn't have donated? Of course. But the amount that comes on and donate is the few. And I said few because Miss Go has over 105,000 subscribers. I'm going to repeat that. It probably gone up since she did the yellow bus thing. But she have over 105,000 subscribers. subscribers. So even if, say, every person sent even $1, she would have gotten over $105,000 US. So for the fact that she only ended up, the last time I checked, the last time I looked, the last time I heard, the highest at that point was $1,800. So if we want to use the math and kind of look at numbers, you would kind of see of who is more blinded, so-called, quote unquote, by her, that they are the ones that's contributing. And the numbers just don't match. So moving on, she got the money and she determined that she was going to use it for this particular facility for the mentally challenged. Okay. I didn't watch the whole entire video today because I was at work. Wasn't supposed to, but you know, sometimes you have to be a team player, and when certain things is short or they need more manpower, and because I am their main supervisor, I made sure I went in to make sure everything was okay and gave that extra strength. So yes, I went to work today, even though it was my day off. But what I'm saying, I did not get to really watch her whole entire from beginning to end as far as the whole yellow bus thing. But I did catch bits and pieces. And part of the piece that I caught was when she was having that conversation with that worker, that I guess that first worker, they came out to greet her, that female. And the female was going on to tell a little bit about what the place is or whatever. And Donna was asking her a few questions and she was responding to the questions, and then Donna said what she had to say. And even that, I didn't watch the whole entire thing. But what I can summation from that is the fact that, you know, I'm going to say this before I do my summation. Sometime God, let me take a sip. Sometime God work in a very mysterious ways that we ourselves don't even understand. And I'm going to say that in the sense to say, in that conversation between Donna and that lady, the lady mentioned that I reached out to you about, I think she said 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I reached out to you in your inbox, but I never got a response. Now, I'm not saying that Miss D purposely didn't respond, because I could almost imagine that she may have like 50 to 100, 200, 300, maybe off, who knows, right? Inbox messages, and she cannot get to it all. So I'm not saying that the lady didn't inbox her and Miss D purposely didn't respond. The fact what I'm trying to bring out is how God worked in mysterious ways. Because at the end of the day, if Tina Chin didn't come out and say what she said about yellow school bus looking like your house, and Miss D not want to come back and use the negativity out of embarrassment or wherever else she probably felt out of, and made it into a good thing, then the yellow bus, you know, creation wouldn't have came about. And then once that didn't come about, then Miss D, by God's grace, or even maybe by now she did finally end up seeing the message and decided to say, hey, now's the time. Now I'm going to use this opportunity and I'm going to bless this place that probably asked me, and I'm just now seeing their message, or maybe she didn't see the message at all, but just God just led her to call that particular place's name. We don't know. But at the end of the day, all thanks to Tina Chin, because if she did not say what she said, then maybe Miss D would not able to see that message. Or if she didn't see that message, it wouldn't have come to the point where God laid that particular place on her heart to be the one to donate to, which probably reached out to her in need and probably wanted some help. Because like I said, I didn't listen to the whole entire video, so I don't know if any of that came up. But what I'm saying to you is God used this moment of what Tina Chin said in order for Miss D to go see the message, or if she did not see the message, for the fact that that name, the Bellevue, that particular spot that reached out to her probably for assistance, she was able to come up with that and say, this is where I want to bless. So I'm telling you guys, and I'm telling you bloggers, God works in everything that you guys do. So when the devil think he is winning by making all this chaos on social media, and this one fighting against this one, and this one being aligned to that one, and that one is being realigned to another group, and everybody's circling around, and a big confusion and everything that is going on, God is telling you, I'm not gonna let the devil win, because what I'm gonna do is do what I've been doing with Miss D. And the reason why I use Miss D is because she has a huge platform, and right now she runs social media, and nobody can say it as a lie or even no Queen B not no go, so she no run no social. She run social media, whether you guys want to believe it or not, or accept it or not. And when I say social media, I am talking about the Caribbean diaspora. Yes, that is what I'm talking about. She runs and controls the Caribbean diaspora, and we cannot get away from that. So what I'm saying to you guys is, okay, everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own idea of what they think one person is doing from what the other person ain't doing. And let me tell you something. I was caught up in that too, of trying to see things of what one person doing, what the next person doing. Yes, me don't like that person. Yes, me dislike that person. Yes, me don't agree with what that person you're saying. I got caught up in that too, and probably even contributed. Yeah. Queen B ain't innocent, child. But look, that's in the past. But anyways, so I realized at the end of the day, she dominates the Caribbean diaspora when it comes to social media. So therefore, God is going to use her. Just taking a sip. God is going to use her to show you guys either some miracles, and miracles ain't come yet, but it's coming very, very soon. He show you how if you put all your trust in him wholeheartedly, and you pray to him, and you give him all praises, he is showing you by using her. And he does not always have to use a perfect vessel, because none of us is perfect. So you already know he's not using a perfect vessel. But because of the following, and that many more people can see what he's doing, he's using her to do that. And that's the reason why you continue to see as if she's being blessed, and she's flourishing, and she's this and she's that and all of that. We don't care, and God don't care if all of that is fake behind the scene. God only care about what is being presented to the world. And I'm going to say this again. God don't care if after she give that person $2 million. And when the camera turned off, according to so many, she takes back half of that money. God don't care about that. He cares about what the world is actually seeing on the screen, and that is her giving $1 million to a very needy person and a very needy cause. That is what God is focusing on. And just like anybody else, and even like I said, there's few things that are going to relate to relationship also, but that's going to be a totally different video that I'm going to put on Vibing with Queen's Bee. Vibing with Queen Bee. I think I have my bumblebee icon as my profile. Just look for that, Vibing with Queen Bee. Go on over and subscribe, so when I start throwing those type of videos over there, you guys, whenever you need a break from all the drama and the mix up and the casa, just swing on over to Vibing with Queen Bee, and I promise you may find something that you could be able to kind of relax your mind a little bit and probably learn something. Okay, so yes. So anyway, back to this again. So God will use anybody, anywhere, anytime to make sure his message goes out. And his message right now is, we have learned a whole lot from Miss D's program. We have learned a lot. And if you really focus in, you will realize what you have learned, good or bad. Whatever happened behind the camera, that's not what God is worrying about. He's worrying about what's on the screen, right? And what's on the screen, and if you should learn anything, you see a whole lot going on that you can learn from. Hold on one second. Let me take a sip. Also, I'm still stuffy. You could learn, number one, that God is a very forgiving man. God is a very forgiving man. And even though myself, because I'm going to be honest with that, and others on social media don't believe that she has fully forgiven Gavin Solomon, or I may say 360, have not fully, really, truly, deeply forgiven him. And that's something between her and God, right? But in the camera itself, on the screen itself, we saw them dancing. We saw them kissing up the cheeks. We saw them, seem to be civilized. We saw that, Ashanti 360 no longer come out and disrespect her and dip up underneath her or do any of those type of things. He have now felt like he have crossed over and become a part of the alliance. And my other video where I spoke about that part of it, you guys could go back and go watch when I did the video about Ashanti, when he came out saying that Maxine and Marcia Campbell and all of them conspired to send Saloni to, you know the whole story already. Listen to that one and you will see my views on when I say the alliance part. But anyways, she appears to have forgiven him. And everybody is at a awe, like, oh my God, for the amount of things that he has said about you, the amount of things that he dip up underneath you. Him tell you about your crutches. Him tell you about your grandmother. Him tell you about your mother. Him tell you about this. Him tell you about that. Him tell you about Mikey 1-2. Him talk about all kind of things about you for almost 2 years, and in a split of just one moment of meeting, it was all forgiven. We are human beings, so we already know it's not that easy to forgive someone that have done that much more damage to you or your family in the past 1.5 years. So that's why a lot of people do not believe that you are really fully forgiven forgiven. But if this is a way to kind of cut down on the animosity, if this is the way to kind of take him off of your back so God can continue to use you in front of the camera to send us, some good messages or some good life lessons or whatever the case may be, if that's what it's going to take to quiet it down, yes, that is what happened. Okay, but so we're not going to say maybe he's not be really fully forgiven, but what I'm going to say is that is what we see on social media. I'm going to skip real fast because I really don't want part 2 to become a part 3. Now, I'm going to skip right over and I'm going to touch on the Maxine and the Miss Donna not saga. I wouldn't say it's a saga, but it's a situation. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna call theirs a situation. So we all know how we all met Maxine, right? And we met Maxine when she first come out about the whole Donna thing and about sending a canister or a huge box or whatever it was to Jamaica to Miss Donna, and what ended up happening, conspiring after that, and also about the cakes being delivered to her, the puddings that she had to sell, and Donna accusing her of stealing some of her pudding and cake money, and whatever. Anyway, you guys already know about that whole entire saga. So that's how we were introduced to Maxine, right? When she came out with it. Okay, fine. And I'm going to skip past a lot of stuff. But in that video and during that time when they were going through that saga, I know Donna come out on certain levels and she said, I pay all brockets and come give me. I didn't even want them. Me dash them away. Me wouldn't give that to nobody. Nothing at all. We don't want me people and me work or whatever. We dash them. We can pay all brockets and come give me. The only thing I ate was the candy, and the candy was good. It was very delicious. I shared it among my workers and we ate the candy. Okay, but as time go on, of course, Donna eventually come out and she say, hey, Maxine, you never steal no money from me. The worst thing I ever did was to put out your picture out there as to say that you stole from me, knowing the platform that I have and knowing the huge following that I have, that if I put out somebody's picture saying they done me wrong, of course these people is going to find that person and they're going to write up a lot of nasty things and make several phone calls and harass. And yeah, we all know the whole story with that went down with Maxine because it happened to her. Okay, so let's whine and just come on back because there's too much to talk about. So Donna, little by little, you've been coming out and really kind of confessing of really what went down between you and Maxine. And the last thing that I heard the other day was the fact that you come out and say that her stuff was not expired and it was not stale, and there were good things that she sent you, because if you remember in your prior days when you first came out with Maxine, you also said that is not but a bunch of spoiled, expired things that she sent in the box and nothing was good, and that's why you had to throw it all away. But now, couple years later, you're now coming back and you're saying, no man, her things are not expired. Good up things that she sent. So therefore support the bucket charity that she's currently doing right now. Let's go support it. Me myself gonna give some things, and somebody might have wrote in your comment section like, why would you even anybody want to take Maxine things because a pure expired thing she's gonna send? And at that point you came out with the truth and you said, I don't know if it's the truth or not, but that is what you came out and said. And you said, no man, she don't send expired things. All her things then was good. There was nothing expired in that box. There was nothing expired in that content. She will definitely send good things. No man, don't say that, right? if this is another way for you to come out with the truth eventually, I say to Maxine, you got to chill. You got to relax. You got to already in a space of mind because you accepted her apology that she did a while back and you call yourself still a friend and an associate of hers. So if you're going to do that, is one thing or another. Is either you're going to totally just forget and forgive that part of what she did and you're going to move on to the next level of being her friend, being her associate, believing in her, loving in her. It's either going to be that or the other. You cannot be in between, my darling, and you cannot let your audience help to push you to one side or another. I watch you and I see that you've become very, very, very strong and you have built up somewhat of a backbone. But lately, in all honesty, I see where that backbone is being weakened and weakened and weakened. And the reason why I say that is because you're now starting to care what people in your comment section is saying, especially, yes, I'm going to call the nationers, especially the nationers, and especially the few of the plankers that's in false and fake profile, because we know they do that, and on your page boosting you, trying to separate you, trying to say, oh, if you're gonna mention Miss D's name, I am gone off of your page. Oh, if you're gonna say she's gonna accept something, okay, I'm gonna be gone off of this. Whatever the case may be, even me, Maxine, gave you my opinion as far as saying anything about taking stuff from Miss D for your bucket of love. And the only reason why I say that is because people is going to want to come at you because her name is attached to it and they're going to try to tear you down. And to me, I think you're doing a good job when it comes to the bucket of love. I don't care about anything else that you're doing that's between you and whoever. I don't care about that because I still love you and I still love them. So I don't care about that part. I am working and I'm talking about the bucket of love that you have started. I think it's a great thing. I think it's a good thing. And I would definitely endorse that. But what I'm saying to you is that when I said wouldn't take or I wouldn't even accept any donation, Miss